Now take a look at business news. Fresh export producers have registered huge losses in the last 4 months due to the shutdown of airspaces by many countries in Europe over the COVID-19 pandemic. Europe has been the main exporter of Kenya's fresh produce, and in the last few weeks, things have been looking up as European markets reopen.
In the outskirts of Subukia town in Nakuru County, a group of women are busy harvesting a ready thyme crop. Most of these women had lost their job in the last 3 months after the first case of COVID-19 was reported in the country. At a pack house, more workers are grading and packing chives, with others taking the packaged produce to a nearby cold room.
Tangu mwezi wa 3, corona imeaffect hii kazi, na kusema ukweli kutoka mwezi huo mpaka wa leo, kazi imekuwa chini zaidi. Na tunajaribu kuwa venye tunaweza inuka.
The farm had however lost a lot of ready crop as there was no way to access the market in Europe due to the closed airspace, and were forced to harvest and dump the crop in the fields to make compost manure.
Tulikuwa tuna harvest yote, tunakatia chini. Basil, thyme, chives, hizo vitu zote za greenhouse. Hakuna mahali tulikuwa tunapeleka juu soko na ilikuwa chini kabisa.
Things are however looking brighter as the export market for herbs seems to be slowly coming back. The farm has now employed 20 people, and the number is likely to rise as demand is anticipated to rise.
I want to encourage farmers now to go back to farming because, as you can see, market is back. It is unlike before when we used to waste our produce. For now, even we are not even meeting the demand.
In October last year, the European Union launched the funded markup.
This is KTN News.
Wait is finally over! The leaders want to run away with it! Those at the bottom will fight!
Through UNIDO. It will help us in very many ways. One, I found that they will sell us internationally, and also they will educate Kenyans have not been educated on how to consume these herbs. It will help in educating Kenyans on how useful and from consuming these herbs.
This project is among the main hopes for some herbs and spices stakeholders who hope that will create awareness on the need for local and regional herb consumption. Philip Keitan, KTN News.
Digital transformation will provide resilience in the banking sector during this pandemic. That is a key finding in KCB Group's Kenya Banking Sector 2020 report. Dividend payment predictions are also underpinned on the expectation of slumped earnings this year. KTN News' Malika Kazia has the details.
Change of cash physically was cited as a key point of concern for the transmission of the coronavirus from the initial days of its arrival in Kenya. Mobile banking was championed as the alternative answer to the payment question. Now, after a few months of the virus being within the country, banks have digitized various functions, and this, says the Kenya Banking Sector 2020 report from KCB Group, will boost efficiency while growing revenue streams. The report estimates that KCB Group and Equity Group have prospective dividend yields of 8.2 and 5.7%, while Absa Bank and Cooperative Bank, respectively, have prospective dividend yields of 8.9 and 6.4%. This is the best-case scenario, leaving room for partial or full withholding of dividends as well, depending on the actual figures that emerge. The report indicates strongly that the banking sector's resilience is on the back of constant digital innovation. Malika Kazia, KTN News.
Kenyans are shopping more household items online in what e-commerce experts say is a deviation from the normal pattern of shoppers. This new trend has seen online platforms record a huge jump in sales, which could reignite the digital economy wave that is fast catching up in a number of countries as the effects of the coronavirus global pandemic continues.
And just to start us off, we know there's been a spike of sorts with the COVID-19 and how it has impacted on online businesses. Perhaps talk to us about how the experience has been for your company.
No, I mean, you're right. First of all, thank you for having me. You're right. There has been some interesting changes in the online world here in Kenya over this COVID-19 period. We've seen the very fast growth of some categories. In particular, the everyday essentials, your grocery products, your household products, as people are choosing to stay home and are avoiding going to supermarkets or to busy open markets. And we have seen also a reduction in consumption on some of the higher value ticket items, such as televisions, phones, etc. We've also seen a big disruption to the restaurant online delivery market, given the fact that the evening meal is no longer available, which was a big driver, over 50% of revenues for restaurants. So we're seeing a bit of a mix. We're seeing like big growth in everyday products and supermarket sales, and we're seeing a contraction and a shift in some of the other categories. So it's very dynamic and it's a bit mixed.
This is KTN News.